So we are starting section 3.2 today. We have to define graphs of the function. The graph of a function is defined to be, for any equation, it consists of all the points of the format x comma f of x. So you see, when we say x comma f of x, this part is actually y value. So all the points x and y, where y is equal to f of x. So if you plot all those points on a coordinate system, we know what a coordinate system is. We have an x-axis, horizontal, and then we have a vertical axis, y-axis. The intersection point is called origin. The left hand side we go, there are negative points, and as right hand side it's 1, 2, 3 and so on. Similarly, y2 is 1, 2, 3 and so on, and as we go down it is -1 and -2. Now, what is a graph? It's just consisting of all the points on the coordinate system. We plot any point, say suppose we have to find 1, 3 on the coordinate system. We go x-axis 3 points and then we go up 3 points, 1 and 3, that is 1, 3. 1 point towards x-axis and 3 points towards y-axis, that's 1 point. So if you have to plot all the points and connect them, we call that a graph. Input number from the domain is your x value and output number, that is your y value. Now, what is a linear function? A linear function is a function of this form, ax plus b. You can say it's like maybe 2x plus 3. You must have done in algebra somewhere that all linear functions have the graph as a straight line. Okay, that's why they are called linear function. The line word comes in there, right? So the rule of linear function can always be put in this format, where x is your input variable, a and b are some constants. What are intercepts? If we have any graph, suppose this is our x-axis and y-axis, and suppose this here is my graph of the function, some function. We are talking about linear, so I drew a straight line. It intersects x-axis and y-axis at some points. Suppose those points are called intercepts. The point where it meets x-axis is called x-intercept. The point where it meets y-axis is called y-intercept. Now you see, what is equation of y-axis? Do we know the equation of y-axis? Equation of y-axis is x is equal to 0. And equation of x-axis is y is equal to 0. We need to learn how to find the intercepts. To find y-intercept first, in the given function, you put x equal to 0. Why? Because equation of y-axis is x equal to 0. All the points on y-axis, they have x coordinate to be 0. So what we do in the given function, you plug x equal to 0 and you solve for y. That will give you the y-intercept point for the given function. That means where the graph of the given function meets y-axis. Now to find x-intercept on the other hand, here, what is x-axis? Y equal to 0, right? Because all the points on x-axis, y is 0. So finding the x-intercept, you have to, in the given equation, whatever the given equation is, you have to plug y equal to 0 for finding x-intercept and solve for x. If you solve for x, you will get a point with the x value, and y coordinate we know 0, that will be your x-intercept. Let's do an example of this and see if we understand. So we have our first example. It's given to be this equation. Now, whenever you see equation format like that, first thing you do is solve for y. So you need to have an equation in this format for the function. That means left side is just y, all the other things are on the right hand side. So let's see. This can be written as y is equal to 9 minus 3x, right? In the y is equal to f of x format. The question is to find the intercepts and graph the following functions. Now this is my function. Do you see this is in the format of y is equal to ax plus b. A is the coefficient here, negative 3, b is 9, right? Now they are telling us to draw this graph. How can we draw this graph? I always do a table of values. Okay, if you are using hand and no calculators, you take some random values of x and put in y. What is y again? 9 minus 3x. If x is 0, y value would be what? 9 minus 3 times 0, 9. If x is 1, y will be 6. If x is 2, y will be 3. If x is 3, y will be 0, right? So these are your values on the table. Now, when you get the points, you can draw. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Similarly, at x0, y value is 9. So we have this point here. At 1, we have 6. At 2, we have 3. At 3, we have 0. So if you see, we can join this line. This has to be, let me see if I can insert a line to make it straighter. So here, we have to join these points, and this would be our line. Okay, so if you notice, we already got your, if you just look at the graph, you can see where it meets x-axis, right? So where does it meet x-axis? That will be your x-intercept. What is that? This point is your x-intercept. What is that? X value is 3, y value is 0. What is this point? This is the point where the graph meets y axis. So this is y intercept. X value is 0 and y value is what? 9. So if you look at the graph, you kind of already found the x-intercept and y-intercept. But we want to learn how to do that algebraically. So let's try to find y-intercept algebraically first. What was our function? Y is equal to 9 minus 3x. We want to find the y-intercept. To find y-intercept, what's the technique? You put x equal to 0 in given function. Okay, so solve it and solve for y. Y is equal to 9 minus 3 times what? 0, because we have to do that, which will give me 9 minus 0, which will be what? 9. So my y-intercept is a point. Y-intercept is not 9, it is a point where x value is 0 and y value is 9. Similarly, let's try to find x-intercept. Okay, what is the technique of finding x-intercept? You have to put y is equal to 0 and you have to solve for x. What is our equation again? This is our equation. Y is equal to 9 minus 3x. Y equal to 0. So 0 is equal to 9 minus 3x. You want to solve this equation, so you can add 3x on both sides. That will give me 3x is equal to 9. You can divide by 3 on both sides. So x will be equal to 9 by 3, which is 3. So x-intercept is 3, 0. You see, that's what we said here also, that x-intercept is 3, 0 and y-intercept is 0, 9. But this was graphically, we could just see it. But if we have to use algebra to solve it, we can use it this method. So you have to remember, for finding y-intercept, you have to plug x equal to 0 and solve for y. For finding x-intercept, on the other hand, we have to put y equal to 0 and solve for x. Let's do part B. So in part B, our equation given is x is equal to 4y, which can be written in this y equal to function format as y is equal to x by 4 if you divide both sides by 4. So this is our functions format. How do you draw the graph? You first of all make a table of values. At x0, y will be 0. At x4, y will be 1. At x8, y will be 2, and so on. You can find 2 to 3 points, and this is linear function, so we only basically need just 2 points. So we have our x-axis and our y-axis. Let's get some grid. At x0, y is 0. So that is my first point. x4, y is 1. Let's try x2. Y will be 2 by 4, that will be half, somewhere here. So if you keep on doing that, you can draw a straight line. See if I can draw the straight here. It's passing through this point. Okay, so this is our graph of the line, right? Now, if you see carefully, you can clearly see that this line, which of graph, is meeting x-axis and y-axis both at the same place, which is 0, 0. So from the graph, I can say this is x-intercept and also y-intercept, the same point, right? In this particular case, both of the x-intercept and y-intercept are the same point, 0, 0. But again, we said we have to learn it algebraically. Let's find y-intercept. What is the technique to find y-intercept? We have to plug x0 and solve for y. So what was our function again? Y is equal to x by 4. You put x0, which is 0. So 0 by 4, which will give me 0. So what is the point we got? We got y-intercept is 0, 0, which we told by our graph. Similar terms, you can also try to find x-intercept. What is the technique of finding x-intercept algebraically? You put y is equal to 0 in given function and solve for x. So what is our function? Y is equal to x by 4. Y is 0. So 0 is equal to x by 4. How do you solve this for x? You multiply both sides by 4. So x will be 0 times 4, which will be 0. X is 0, y is 0. That means our x-intercept is 0, 0. We knew that answer, but we just wanted to show it algebraically too.